Welcome to Bonesaw Poker. This is Brad, and in this video, we're going to discuss attachment. Let's go. Attachment in poker. There are two main forms of attachment in poker. One is starting hands, and two is the flop. When it comes to starting hands, I think we all know what this means. Yes, the big pocket pairs, and for some of us, ace-king suited as well. The flop attachment is when we flop top pair or two pair on a really wet board and can't let go after that. When I got back into playing poker online about 4 years ago, I had a huge problem with attachment to big pocket pairs. I just couldn't let go. I dug myself such a humongous hole with pocket pairs and tilt that I don't think I could ever dig myself back out. I still have a bit of a problem with it, but it's more manageable now. Here are a few tips to deal with it. First tip is use SPR, stack to pot ratio, to help guide you through the hand. If you and villain are 100 big blinds deep and you raise first in for 3 big blinds and he calls, then the stack to pot ratio is effective stack divided by pot. This would be, you each have 97 big blinds left, divided by the 6 that are in the middle, which is 16. That's a high SPR. So with a 16 SPR, you should not plan on getting stacks in post-flop without a 5-card hand. I have a video that I will link in the description that goes deeper into this. Keep this in mind when the flop hits. Remind yourself that we are not playing for stacks here. I know some players will disagree with this and say that for only 100 big blinds, they're never folding. That's a mistake. Using SPR as a guide will keep you from foolishly burning money. Number 2, it's hard to make a pair in poker. You probably hear that a lot. Let's break that down. Most hands miss the flop completely 66% of the time. So yes, a pair is good here. But what about when villain wants to pile chips in? How often are they doing it with a hand that doesn't beat any pair post-flop that isn't at least a big draw? The typical low-stakes player doesn't want to put chips in the middle unless they can beat top pair. This is their exact thought process. They'll put chips in the middle as a passive call when they have a low pair or a draw, hoping to improve to 2-pair plus. Now, I know that sounds contradictory, that I said they don't want to put chips in the middle, and then I say that they'll just passively call and put chips in the middle. But that's the plight of the low-stakes player. Reason they're losing money is because they just keep passively calling post-flop, putting chips in the middle, hand after hand, hoping to improve, be able to beat top pair, and then sometimes it holds and sometimes it doesn't. So that's how I can explain that conflict there. But when they start getting aggressive, that means that they have top pair or any overpair beat. The third one is entitlement. I've played tight and waited for good hands. I deserve to win. That was me in a nutshell. Until you get over this emotion, you will continue to hemorrhage chips at the table. Let it go when they are screaming at you that you are toast. Big slick, ace-king. It's even worse when you do it with this hand and only have ace-high. Good luck. This is a 2-street hand, especially multi-way. Bet pre-flop, bet the flop. If you are unimproved, then stop putting money in the middle. Seriously. You have ace high, and everybody assumes that you were playing with ace king, and so as soon as they can beat that, you're in trouble. So it's a 2-street hand. If you don't improve, stop putting money in the middle. This is one of the most misplayed hands out there. Seriously. The flop. This is a hard one to let go. You flop top pair, top kicker, or 2-pair on a really wet board. Wet boards are the 2 or 3 Broadway cards with 2 of the same suit, or 3 cards, jack through 8, with 2 of the same suit. The winning hand will often be a 5-card hand at Showdown. If your hand doesn't improve, then be careful. I call these flops C-bet and play defense boards. These flops are the ones where stacks go in often. I play defense on these. It usually ends on the flop for a small pot or the river for stacks. Your top pair, top kicker, or 2-pair are in tough shape on the river. It's hard to fold a 2-pair hand in poker. I get it. But if you recognize these flop textures, I'll put a video in the link below, you can keep from getting too attached to the flop and burn stacks. Remind yourself when you see your cards that it's just a playable. Play the hand accordingly, but don't get attached. It's just 2 cards that you want to continue with. This is an important concept to work on. Take it from me that you can burn piles of cash with attachment. For Bonesaw Poker, this is Brad. Thanks for watching, and remember, everything you want is on the other side of fear.